Today I'm going to show you how to use the greenscreen app. We use an app called Do Ink, but you will notice it on our iPad as greenscreen with a pink octopus. You will start out by using the iPad's camera feature to record either a video or take a picture. So if I click on the camera icon, then it takes me to the camera. If you wanted a photo, then you would leave it on photo and then just take a photo. However, if you want to do a video, you do need to swipe down and choose video in the right-hand side of the screen. Just be sure that you don't go to time lapse, because then everything will be in slow motion. Once you have completed your video, you would then open the greenscreen app, go to the top right-hand corner and hit the plus mark. You would then hit Create a New Project. The main thing that you need to remember about the Do Ink or greenscreen app is that you definitely are going to have something on your top line and the bottom line down at the bottom of the page. The top plus mark is where you would bring in your green screen image. If that's an image, if it's a picture, then you would go to Image, or you could go to Video. In this case, I'm going to go look for my videos. There's one video, and I'll bring in the video. Once I decide that this is indeed what I want, I would go to the top right-hand corner of that and hit Use. Obviously, nobody wants to see themselves that big, so the first thing you may want to do is adjust the size. Not only can you adjust the size of the image on the video, you can move it around left to right. If you want to be a superhero, you can come in from the side, and if you're having a really bad day and need to be upside down, you can do that. Alright, the second step is to use the bottom line. The bottom line is going to be for your background image. So if you hit the plus mark, in this case I am going to choose image, although you can choose video as well. I'm going to go to my photos. I'm going to scroll through and find the photo that I want. Once I decide that that's what I want to use, I hit the Use button in the top right hand corner. Just like my video, I am able to adjust the size of the video. I can make it as big or as small as I want to. One thing that I'm going to point out to you is that my shirt had some green in it, so you will see the umbrella behind my image. Do not wear green in front of a green screen. Alright, at this point, I want to point out some of the features that you have in the app. If you go up to your video, you may decide that you need to crop your video in some way. You will notice the crop tool right above the video. If you click on the crop tool, you will get a yellow box. You can then crop whatever the video is. If you are cropping right to left, just be aware that if you're moving in the video, you need to look at the entire video and make sure you don't crop yourself out. Once you are finished with that, you hit Done. The last thing that you need to do is go to the end of your video. Your video ends, but the background picture goes on and on and on. So you need to click on the background picture, click on it a second time, and hit Trim. At this point, if you want to add an additional video or an additional picture with a background, you just add it to the end. This is an inexpensive app, so there is no editing from the beginning or the middle. You need to edit as you go and do that in chronological order. The last thing that you need to do is to watch your video and make sure that everything lines up the way you want it to. So the first thing that I'm noticing is that in my video, my image is a little bit, it looks like I'm floating. So what I would do is click back on the video itself. Again, I can move that image around however I need to. And then I can hit the play button, the blue arrow, to make sure that everything lines up the way that I want it to.
Good morning or good afternoon. As usual, here I am in a video to tell you things what not to do. Number one, don't wear green in front of a green screen. You're going to look weird. Number 2, see this couple right here? This is acceptable PDA for the most part in the media center. However, any kind of touching, sitting on each other's laps, that sort of thing, unacceptable. And I'm going to come over and sit beside you and make you feel even more uncomfortable than the rest of us feel. Have a good day.
All right, so at this point, one of the things that you want to look at is if you're pointing your fingers, are you pointing in the right direction? You would notice that when I recorded my video, I did that vertically. So when I pointed my hand and my fingers were cut off. So you may want to record horizontally and then use the crop feature to crop out the extra space so that your image itself looks better on the background image. If you're happy with everything that you've done, then the last thing you want to do is hit that blue Save button. And when you do that, you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see this exporting your project. The longer the video, the longer it will take to export. Another factor in that is how well the internet is working. But you will wait until the project exports. And then you get this pop-up screen. So at this point, you're going to save it to the camera roll. And then it tells you OK. All right. Once you've done that, if you go down here to the bottom right-hand corner and hit Done, it takes you back out. In actuality, if you realize that there were some changes that you wanted to make to your green screen production, you could just go along and make it to the end. You could cut out something. You could click on your video and move yourself around however you wanted to, and then you would just need to save it again. After you do that, then you can hit the back button right here. And when you do that, it takes you back and your video is going to be right here. All right, so if we go back then to our photos and we go to our videos, then not only do you see my green screen video, but you also see how I have included it.